Join me as I dive into the craziest historical myths that people actually believed were true. Can I separate fact from fiction? Historical myths have a way of embedding themselves in our collective consciousness, often blurring the lines between fact and fiction. These misconceptions can significantly shape our understanding of history, leading us to imagine events and people in ways that are far from accurate. From legendary creatures to misunderstood historical figures, our perception of the past is often clouded by myths that have been passed down through generations. Distinguishing fact from fiction in historical narratives can be a daunting task. The challenge lies in the fact that history is often recorded through stories, which can be embellished or distorted over time. This, combined with the influence of popular culture, means that many historical myths persist, becoming ingrained in our understanding of the past. Misconceptions can arise from a variety of sources, including misinterpretations of historical texts, the influence of folklore, or even deliberate fabrications. As a result, it's not uncommon for historical myths to be perpetuated through art, literature, and even education. The persistence of historical myths can also be attributed to their appeal. Many myths tap into our desires for excitement, romance, or drama, making them more memorable and engaging than dry historical facts. Furthermore, the passage of time can make it difficult to verify the accuracy of historical accounts, allowing myths to take hold and become entrenched in our collective memory. So, how do we separate fact from fiction, and what are some of the most enduring historical myths that have been debunked? One of the most fascinating aspects of historical myths is how they can be challenged and debunked. By examining the evidence and reevaluating our assumptions, we can gain a more nuanced understanding of the past and shed light on the myths that have shaped our perceptions. This process of revisionism can be both enlightening and surprising, revealing new insights into historical events and figures. The Vikings, for example, are often depicted wearing horned helmets, but this image is far from accurate. The myth of the horned Viking helmet originated in the 19th century when artists began to romanticize the Vikings and their culture. In reality, there's no historical evidence to suggest that Vikings wore such elaborate headgear. Another example is the idea that medieval people believed the Earth was flat. While it's true that some ancient cultures believed in a flat Earth, the notion that medieval Europeans widely held this view is a myth. The myth that Napoleon Bonaparte was short is another famous example. Many people believe that Napoleon was a tiny man who compensated for his lack of height with aggressive behavior. However, most historians agree that Napoleon was actually around 5'6", which was slightly above average height for a Frenchman at the time. This myth likely originated from British propaganda, which sought to belittle Napoleon both literally and figuratively. One of the most surprising myths that many people might not know is that the ancient Egyptians were not as civilized as we think. The myth that they were a highly advanced civilization with advanced technology has been debunked by historians. While they did make significant contributions to mathematics, architecture, and engineering, their society was not as utopian as often depicted. This revelation challenges our conventional wisdom about one of history's most iconic civilizations. In conclusion, historical myths have a profound impact on our understanding of the past, shaping our perceptions of events, people, and cultures. By questioning these myths and examining the evidence, we can gain a more nuanced understanding of history and develop a more accurate appreciation for the complexities of the past. So, what do you think about these historical myths? Have you come across other misconceptions that you find fascinating? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to check out my related videos on historical inaccuracies. I'd love to hear your feedback and continue the conversation.